Hello and welcome back to Elephant Exposed. This needs to be said. I am your host, CJ Jones. And yeah, we are going to talk, we're going to throw our little 2 cents out there about the event that just happened on last night. I have titled this show, The Slap Heard Around the World, literally, because it was watched and literally heard around the world. Um, I do have my own comments, my own thoughts about this, and I was going through other people's platforms. Basically, what it looks like this morning. I mean, it's right now. It's pushing 2 o'clock in the p.m. if you're East Coast. But from the moment that I opened up Facebook and it came across in my highlight, um, it shows the freeze frame of Will Smith being in the full swing and Chris is, in the, I've been slapped position. And at first, honestly, I didn't pay any attention at all. Just simply because what I try to do is talk about injustices and different things like that, anything that's centered around law enforcement, um, things like that. I try to stick to the things that I absolutely know and that I'm really comfortable with. Um, but like my title says, this is elephant exposed as well. And when we talk about the elephant being exposed, there's all kinds of elephants in just this one particular event that happened, this occurrence that happened. So and as I was looking at different people's reaction, um I agree with some people that I saw reactions to. I very much disagree with others. Um and I don't want to put certain names out there, anything like that. So I'm going to share a video of someone that I share this man's view wholeheartedly with 100%. And even his partner on their show. Um, it wasn't too far fetched from what I was already thinking and processing. And then we'll get back into it. So let me um get to my video share and we're going to get right into it. So here it is. Here we go.
Before winning Best Actor for his portrayal of Venus and Serena Williams' father in King Richard last night, Will Smith shocked the Oscar audience by slapping Chris Rock. Happened on stage after the comedian made a joke about Smith's wife, Jada Pinkett. During his acceptance speech, a teary-eyed Smith apologized to the Academy, but not to Rock himself. After the show, LAPD said Rock would not be pressing charges. What is going on? Shannon, how surprised were you by all of this drama?
Hell, I was surprised and shocked as everybody because I'd never seen anything like this. This is the epitome. This is the height of what they do. This is the Oscars. This is not, we've seen at some of the award shows, and we don't need to name them, where people get to fighting, people get to shooting. But this is, people of elegance, and they, just, they're high and mighty, and they're dressed in their best, their Sunday best. And they're, this is where they go to be lauded for their performances.
Yep.
And to have Will Smith behave in this manner. He's talking about, disreading everybody, but he's protecting his wife. Well, where was her protection of a man when she was at the red table talking about what she was doing with this entanglement? Where was her protection of her husband? Chris Rock is a comedian. What comedians do, they can do this better than anybody else. They can take a real life situation and make it funny. That's what comedians are. Comedians take situations, and that's why I say we up here all the time, Skip. I say there's truth in jokes.
Oh,
That's what they do.
there's the most truth in jokes.
So now what we're starting is a bold precedent. I'm saying something about somebody, oh, look at that weave, or look at this hair. Oh, man, bro, what you got on, man, that's terrible. He walks up on stage. What he should have done is what DC Young Fly did last year when somebody came up on the stage and whipped him. Because, see, this is going to be out there for perpetuity. But also would have been out there for perpetuity. I'd have come up out that tux. I'd have whipped Will Smith's ass.
I know you.
Bruh.
I would have whipped, he'd have had to whip
been
me,
found
or I'd have had
trying.
to whip him. And every time I see him, it's on sight. There ain't nothing to say. And hold on, I'm watching him at the Vanity Fair, and Will Smith is carrying on like ain't nothing happened.
Exactly.
And then you apologize to the Academy. After the Academy, you need to apologize to that man. Skip, let me tell you, there's three things, especially in our community. You say the N-word, you spit on me, and you slap me. Because if you go back when we were less than, that's what they did. They didn't punch you, they slapped you.
Got it.
Because that's the ultimate sign of disrespect. When you hear somebody, they don't say, I'm going to punch you. They say, I'm going to slap the you know what out of you. Because that's the ultimate sign of disrespect.
Yeah.
Will Smith, and his crowning achievement, he finally won an Oscar. And he's had some performances that he could have easily won one. Now, Will Smith won the Oscar in 2022. But this overshadows it. He's never going to be able to live this moment down. What should have been his greatest moment, his joy, is marred by this.
Because most people anticipated he was going to win Best Actor.
Right.
Okay.
And so now you take the moment away from Venus and Serena about their dad, the story about their family and their dad. You stole that moment from them. Why? Because he made a joke. This is the first time I get it. Chris Rock said something back in 2016 when Will Smith said he was going to boycott, and Jada said she wasn't coming also, and Chris Rock said, well, they didn't invite you anyway, so we will miss you. But Skip, this for him to do that, considering some of the things that she had said at her round table about an entanglement, he ain't slapped that guy. That's the guy you should be mad about.
Exactly.
I'm so disappointed because it's us. For the world to see, I don't know how many people was watching. Say 5, 10, 15, 20 million people was watching.
Not what it used to be, but go ahead.
But it's us. You see, it's us. And all y'all out
That's
there
why
talking,
I'm at.
oh, that's his man.
That's why I'm
protecting
at,
his
right
woman.
there.
Really? That's what y'all think this is about. It's embarrassing. Will Smith, I hope he went to bed. I hope he prayed. This was embarrassing to the highest degree.
Okay, I'll take it from a different perspective on this side of the table. I have watched these awards for many, many years.
Yeah.
You know how into film and movies I am. So I hang on their every word.
Yeah.
It's lost me a little bit over the last 4 or 5 years. And because the Lakers were on last night, I had to tape it. Usually I would watch it live, but I'm not going to preempt LeBron for this. So the point is, for those who don't know the ceremony, to your point about the high and mighty there, the goal of the stand-up comics who are either to open the show is to puncture said egos.
Right, he was a presenter, so he wasn't even the host.
He wasn't the host, but the goal of some presenters, and definitely the hosts, is to puncture egos of high and mighty, because Hollywood wants to send the message to the country, well, we don't take ourselves that seriously.
Right.
Okay, so I am the biggest Chris Rock fan. He is funny.
He is. Yeah, absolutely.
But he can be scathing funny.
Right.
This was a cheap shot at Will's wife because she does suffer from a hair loss condition that she's often talked about on her show and other mediums. And it was a low blow. It's just a cheap shot.
Right.
And I didn't love it because you could see Jada didn't love it immediately. And Will was still smiling, so it shocked me what he then did.
Right.
Okay, now I'm going to take it one step deeper. I think he knew pretty well that he was going to win this award, playing King Richard, obviously the father of the Williams
Venus
sisters.
and Serena.
And it almost felt like he lost it a little bit because he almost went to the Oscars in character, and he talked about it in his acceptance speech.
So he was
because he said art imitates life. I look like the crazy father, just like they said about Richard Williams, but love will make you do crazy things. Well, Richard would have done the same thing in certain situations,
Oh, he ain't let nobody talk about the
Except
girls.
I don't think Richard would have slapped. He
No.
would have slugged.
Yeah,
Because that's what got me. But I didn't think about the history of this. You make a very deep and powerful point that eluded me, because the neighborhood I grew up in, it was a lower class, sort of middle to lower class. It had a real lower class sort of white trashy side on it. Listen, nobody slapped. Nobody slapped.
hell no.
When you engaged with your fist closed.
Right.
And you didn't talk about it, you just threw.
Right.
And I was taught very little, but I was taught by my father, you finish it before it starts. Okay, right? Okay.
That's the first thing you skip. Here's the thing, what Chris Rock should have thought about. I say the joke. The person that I say the joke about, her husband, so now I already feel tension. I feel confrontation, or I'm getting off the first one. Because the moment I feel confrontation, I got to end it. I'm not finna let you walk up on me like that. We argue, Skip. We go back and forth. You cross the room,
That's a
and
good
you come
point.
walking towards me. What I think?
That's
You
a
coming
good
to offer
point.
me a drink?
I don't know what he thought. He did stand strong. I mean, he didn't flinch. He took the shot right in the mouth.
You're a bigger man than me. I ain't that big a man.
Okay, I got it. Just for the record, Will Smith goes about 6'2", I'm going to guess 200-ish, somewhere in that ballpark. And Chris, I'm going to give him 5'10", maybe
Doesn't matter.
150-ish, because he's always been slender, right?
Does not matter.
Can we agree that Will Smith's about 50 pounds and maybe 4 inches on him? Okay, does that change the dynamic at all?
No. Sometimes, Skip, sometimes you might have to be willing to take an ass cutting just to let people know that you're not no pushover, that you can't walk on. Because once you let somebody do that to you, and people now, he's got to be careful about joking somebody in the community. Skip, I went to a comedy show one time with Martin Lawrence. Martin Lawrence said something about me. Man, I laughed. It was funny. But I get it. He's a comedian. And if he sees somebody in the audience with the way they dress and how they look, guys, people used to make fun of people's disabilities. They don't do that anymore, Skip, but that was a thing. If you had one leg, you had one eye, or whatever the case may be. But for Will to react like that, really? Skip, nobody can convince me that there's something deeper going on other than somebody saying that your wife has no hair and she's going to be in the next G.I. Jane. There's no way you can convince me that pushed him over the edge. Okay. That was the only thing. Something else is going on deeper, because he should have been pushed over the edge last year when she was at the round table talking about an entanglement. Go fight that dude. That's the dude I'm looking for. That was all up in my house doing what I should have been doing.
Yeah. I did like it that in the commercial break, it was reported that both Denzel and Tyler Perry tried to calm him down and talk him off the ledge a little bit to Will Smith. Yeah. And that he said in his acceptance speech that Denzel told him that at your highest moment, be careful. That's when the devil comes for you.
I'm the devil. If I'm Chris Rock, I'm the devil that's coming for him. I'm coming up out that Purple Tom Ford, a Brioni, or a Caesar Antolini. I don't know who that was, but I'm coming up out of there. I'm coming up out of these clothes, but I don't care nothing about that. Man, you can't do that to somebody, Skip. So now comedians, can they not say anything? I'm worried about people coming up on stage. So don't go, listen, if you're sensitive, don't you take your ass to no comedy show, because these are comedians and they make light of situations. So if you go down there and you got on some bull jive, they're going to make fun of you. If you look like some bull jive, they're going to make fun of you.
Okay,
if your
is it
partner,
possible
because that's what they do,
that Will actually started to think he was Richard Williams?
Okay.
You know, like, I got to put an end to this right here, right now, because that's what Richard would have done, right?
Yeah. Probably. A lot of times they get in character, and when you get in character, it's hard to get out of character. We've seen a lot of
method acting taken over the edge.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'd have thought I was a hurricane. I'd have gotten character. Boy, man, you can't just walk up to somebody and slap them. And kudos to Chris Rock. Chris said, "Nah, I don't want to take no." You know,
the LAPD went to him afterwards and said, "You want to file?" Nope.
No.
Well, how's he going to file charges?
I want no charges.
Will Smith.
I'm gonna get his ass back though.
Yep. Well, Chris looked shook for a while.
Of course.
And he should have been.
Yes.
Of course.
Skip, the man walked up unprompted. And
unprecedented.
Skip, I'm like, hold on. Is this? I said, nah. I said, nah. You ain't right. You don't write this into a script.
Well, I think the whole theater thought it was rehearsed. You know, like it was
I
staged.
did.
Then it came clear.
I
it wasn't.
really did.
It was not staged. over a joke about your wife's hair. Skip, that ain't. I can see.
I think that was a buildup of
a lot of other things that came. Skip, I can
Pent
see
up.
if his wife is suffering
That's all
from
that
a
was.
terminal illness or his wife is practically. I get that.
I got it.
Certain things, certain we know, Skip. Even for a comedian, certain things are off the table. But Skip,
Exactly.
that was not a low blow. That really, I mean, okay, she's not.
Ooh. Okay, sorry guys. I was trying to just come out the video itself. I did not mean to mess that video up. But they hit so many points of views. I just had to stop it because here's the thing. So much stuff to unfold from this. And I'm gonna try to take it in the order in which I saw it and how my mind processed this. This is the epitome. This, as both of them, even though one is an actor, the other one is a musician, they both meet in one world, and that's the world of acting. This is the epitome. For us football fans, this is the Super Bowl. Uh, this is the Stanley Cup uh for hockey. Like this is it. This is all what you've been working for and everything. And I agree with Shannon on so many in so many perspectives that he had. And even my man Skip brought out something very deep. Method actor. Once I do understand it. And my very good friend Brian Parker, he's an actor. So I would love to hear what he has to say about it from an actor's perspective, as far as like you're studying a character and you engulf yourself in that person so you can present the right kind of character you're trying to portray out there. I get that. So, but right from the very start, I thought that this was a skit. I really did, until I started seeing other people react. And then I saw it in the news. What? Okay, something is to this. So when I started listening to and reading the context of what happened, then I realized, oh, this is not a joke. This is not something that just happened all of a sudden. This is real. So I listened to a couple of my friends. I saw a couple of celebrities respond. I'm taking it all in. I saw it from all sides. I saw the supporters of the slap, and then I saw supporters of, people saying, okay, guys, Chris Rock is a professional comedian. Then I looked at it from this perspective, from Shannon's perspective. These are two Black men. And I guess you just couldn't take it no more, Will, and just decided to take all of your frustrations, your pent up frustrations, all of your innermost demons that you've been battling with, and decided to take it out on another Black man on a public setting, or in a public setting, the most public setting that we can imagine right now. And even though it's not watched, like Skip said, as widely as it used to be, it was still millions and millions of views, and millions of views are still looking at two Black men, one taking, well, I can only imagine, one taking something sensitive, I guess, in from their perspective, taking a joke a little too far and then the other person being too sensitive in seeing the reaction of his loved one, and then I'm coming to defend the honor of my wife. Okay, miss me with that. Miss me with that. Please miss me with that. Because had you been that chivalrous of an individual, that I'm coming to the to defend my wife's honor and different things like that, why we didn't hear, read, or see anything about you slapping the piss out of old boy? Will Smith is a large guy, no doubt. Works out, physically imposing. I'm 5'5". Will Smith has clearly a good foot above me. But believe me when I tell you, more physically imposing or not, Will, you would have wore one. And I ain't talking about me defeating you, but you would have wore one. There's no way under the sun that I would have allowed you to walk up on me and slap me, whether I deserved it or not. That's irrelevant. What my eyes saw was one black man disrespect another black man in the highest form over a joke. Because the one man was feeling extremely sensitive. First of all, let's keep this in mind, guys. Not everybody watches and follows Jada's show. Nope, not everybody watches and follow Will. And they are known around the world. Not everybody's going to see this show. Not everybody cares. That's the reality. I heard my boy Thomas Clay, or Clay Thomas, the comedian, the brother. I love him. I love your show. He said it today, and I agree. And he's saying it in a lot more comedic way. Not everybody is following you. Not everybody knows that these are your issues. That's like so deep and within and everything. The way that I looked at it, I had this discussion with my wife. It's like this, guys. We know that you are known. You are icon. You're internationally known. But not everybody knows the most intimate details of your life. Only you know that. He is a comedian. 2, it is not an unknown thing for Jada and her children to do culturally shocking things that put a buzz out there in social media. So for her to shave her head, okay. I did not know. Nope. Nobody in my world knew the real reason why Jada decided to shave her head. She's still a beautiful woman, Will. I mean, I just don't get it. I don't get it. I mean, I do get it, but I don't get it. I just don't understand why Will Smith decided to use the public stage to become unhinged in that moment. For what? And like Shannon said, that Oscar represented more than just your accomplishment. It represented a story being told about a dad that made sure that his daughters and things were protected during the time that white people was not feeling black people at all, and especially in the sport of tennis. and how fiercely he defended them and protected them. Now you got the Oscar because you portrayed his character. You didn't have to remain in that character. Even though, from what I hear, because I'm not a method actor, like Skip said, it's hard for the actor to come out of that character. But then you had the wherewithal to apologize to the Academy. Where was your apology to Chris? Okay, let's just say Chris didn't deserve the apology. Then why apologize at all? Why apologize at all? For the people that said, I'll bump you, CJ, you know, he was defending his queen. You got to be a queen. That's my response. It was nothing queen about how she drugged her husband through the mud. Now, granted, what happens behind closed doors stays behind closed doors. We don't know how Will and Jada decided to move on with their lives. Evidently, they are together. They are close, according to other people that know them and everything like that. That's good. That's great. Because I am one for forgiveness and whatever, you know, it's whatever with that. Well, my thing is that if you're gonna apologize here, apologize there too. Now it does open up this big can of worms that says now comedians not this the part where I want y'all to make the connection. Dave Chappelle just went through defending himself and being a shock comedian. Now we have Will Smith versus Chris Rock. What happened? Why did it happen? Because he insulted his wife. He's a I almost lost it. He's a comedian. That's what they do. I don't think for not one moment that Chris Rock contemplated and thought or was even following Jada on her platform and realizing, oh, this is her alopecia. This is something that she's suffering from. And I think I'm going to put the knife in, turn it, and take it out and put some alcohol on. He was riffing. He was riffing. Did Chris Rock joke deserve like a what do we call it? A snapback or a comeback? Yeah, because that would be the area to do it. Verbally. But for the man, but do he deserve to be smacked? Which it is one of the highest forms in my culture as a Black man, to be slapped, spat upon, and called a nigger. Those are the three highest forms of disrespect. So for you to do that, Will Smith, you did all by yourself. You set us back. Because I'm asking the question, where was all of that aggression? Where was all that protection? Where was all of that defense for your you've been called to love? Yes, sir, we've all been called to love. If you are a husband, if you are a husband with children, if you are a man that has a circle, you have been called to love and defend and protect. Where was it a year ago? 2 years ago? Where was it? That's why I said, for everybody that's giving Will Smith that much cushion, y'all can miss me with that, bruh. That was just a weak excuse for him just to lose it and get away with it. And pure entertainment for other people out there. And I'll say it like that. And just solidify, giving other people, other thinkers out there, more ammunition to continue on with their agenda. And that's all I got to say about it. Y'all have a good week.